Oh my goodness, folks, what's going on with MSTR and the rest of the market? So it's TJ back with another video, and I know a lot of you out there are probably down like I am. I just calculated the drop in my net worth. My net worth is probably down about 50 to 60% since July because, as many of you know who've been following this channel, I'm pretty much all in MSTR in my IRA and my 𝐷𝐼𝐺 accounts. So what I've been doing lately is I've been just basically looking into STRC and some other money market accounts because this sell-off is looking pretty bad across the board. So I know a lot of you are probably thinking, how long until MSTR finally recovers? Well, first, it's really important to get a macro outlook on what's going on, because if you take a look on my watch list on the right side here, every single thing is red, from the NASDAQ 100 to MSTR, which is down 2%, and Bitcoin's down. Ethereum is really getting smacked. All of the other Bitcoin treasury companies are selling off as well. But take a look at this. MSTR and gold have held up the best. So while you take a look at something like BMNR, which is Ethereum treasury company, BTCS, Ethereum, Coinbase, Robinhood, these stocks are actually getting wrecked, and MSTR is holding its gains. Very interesting. So I think a lot of smart money is realizing that in uncertain market times like this, it's probably best to hold on to the two strongest assets out there in the world, which are gold and Bitcoin, and everything else is being dumped like crazy. And MSTR is actually holding its own, okay? You know, with MSTR's recent Bitcoin purchase of over 8,000 Bitcoin, now the company almost has about 650,000 Bitcoin. Every single extra Bitcoin added to the balance sheet strengthens the company more. It makes it less resilient to massive sell-offs, in my opinion. But let's take a macro outlook on what's going on so everyone can kind of understand, because like I said, I too was curious on what exactly is going on. So once again, we're over on the Wall Street Journal. So I'm going to read this quickly. So it says, market rout intensifies, sweeping up everything from tech to crypto to gold. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ slipped below their 50-day moving average for the first time in 138 trading days. And the Dow Industrials cap worst 3-day drop since April. Now remember, everyone, MSTR is in the NASDAQ 100. So not only is Bitcoin down, but it's also being pulled down by the NASDAQ 100 crash and things like that. So let's quickly read it. It says, an intensifying sell-off across financial markets Monday ensnared everything from gold to crypto to high-flying tech stocks, dragging the Dow Industrial Average to its worst 3-day stretch since President Trump's tariff turmoil in April. Investors in recent days have dumped assets in the lead-up to key tests for whether the artificial intelligence boom and economic growth that powered stocks to successive records in 2025 will continue into the new year. That's probably why Michael Burry has a massive short position on NVIDIA. NVIDIA on Wednesday was set to report earnings in its latest snapshot for chip demand. September jobs data delayed during the government shutdown is due out Thursday. Markets have been choppy this month after big tech companies projected massive capital expenditures that are increasingly reliant on issuing huge piles of debt. And that also alludes to what Saylor has said, that the companies of the future will have Bitcoin on their balance sheet instead of debt. So it looks like he's really a sage, and he kind of really sees into the future what the big problem with a lot of these big tech companies is. But I'll continue reading. So traders' trepidation has sent Wall Street's so-called fear gauge in the CBOE volatility index to some of its highest levels since April's tariff announcements. Monday's retreat, which came as Amazon is set to issue $15 billion in bonds, provided fresh evidence Wall Street is peeking closer under the hood of the expensive and sometimes circular deals underpinning one of the largest infrastructure build-outs in U.S. history. There should be more winners than not, said Ousmane Ali, global co-head of Goldman Sachs Asset Management Quantitative Investment Strategies. But at the same time, it's very clear there's going to be companies that cannot compete in this new world. Doesn't sound good. So here's what they're talking about. The S&P 500 is kind of breaking below its 50-day moving average. So this was interesting. Warren Buffett's latest bet on big tech firm wasn't enough to juice investors' optimism for other AI names. Berkshire Hathaway's multi-billion-dollar purchase of Alphabet stock disclosed Friday. Since Google parent 3.1 higher Monday, Apple shares sank 1.8 after the Omaha, Nebraska firm trended stake. So Buffett basically bought Google's Alphabet stock, which is like actually Alphabet stock, and they're the owners of YouTube. Pretty interesting. Everyone's watching this video, and they dumped Apple. Okay. At the same time, NVIDIA Meta and Amazon all retreated. So did AMD, Supermicro, Dell Technologies, big suppliers of AI servers. Oracle and CoreWeave extended their weeks-long tumble. Okay, so let's continue reading a little bit, and then we'll talk about when I think the price is going to recover, because I think this is all interesting. So let's see, it talks about crypto. And so it also says, while investors pared back some of their AI trades, crypto markets have been thrashed. The price of Bitcoin slid to 91,859 Monday. Coinbase shares skidded 7.1%. Gold, which some analysts say has been trading more like a speculative stock and safe asset, also pulled back. Wow. So it says Wall Street grew more wary of unprofitable tech while flying blind on the state of the economy during recently ended government shutdown. On Monday, investors began to analyze backdated federal data for broader snapshots and business. Okay, so last but not least, let's kind of talk at the end. It says, in a talk at the Kansas City Fed meeting, Fed Vice Chair Philip Jefferson said the risk of stubborn inflation and weaker employment conditions underscores the need to proceed slowly with rate cuts. His comments did little beyond that to build the case for either a cut or a pause at the central bank's December meeting. The current policy stance is somewhat restrictive, but we have moved it closer to neutral level that neither restricts nor stimulates the economy. So does that mean we're not going to get a rate cut? So I think there's just a lot of fear across the board. Okay, this is not MSTR's fault. Nothing Michael Saylor did. This is a macro issue. People are scared. Okay, we take a look at the CNN greed and fear. Okay, yeah, so there's extreme fear in the markets now. So you can see here, just last week we were at 22 extreme fear. Now we're at 15. So this is very interesting for me. I'm licking my chops to buy the dip once I get my paycheck. You know, man, this is a great buying opportunity in my opinion. So when do I think the price is going to recover? Well, I like to also go over the crypto market cap and take a look at the fear and greed. So once again, it's 17 here as well. And it says the average crypto RSI is 38. So you can see there's just really red across the board. No one wants to hold crypto. No one wants to hold risk assets now. Everyone's running for the safety of cash. But take a look at this. So it says just in $553 billion government-owned Canadian pension plan investment board CPP just bought 393,322 shares of Strategy. And I noticed that a lot of this, the deep pockets, they are smashing by like crazy. Okay, I saw a bunch of articles. I even saw an article that Harvard tripled their IBIT position. So, you know, when is the price going to recover? Okay. So now I want to head over to the monthly chart and want to show everyone something that's very interesting I was doing when I was doing research for this video. So if we take a look here at the monthly RSI, it looks bad. Okay. This is why many of you are, including myself, are down 50 to 60% and net worth has been slashed. Now, obviously some of you probably aren't all in pretty much like I am. But nonetheless, you're probably down, you know, at least 50% on your position, depending when you bought, unless you were kind of waiting for the dip and you were able to get in cheaply. But take a look here. So the monthly RSI since Saylor started the Bitcoin standard has never dipped below 40. Okay. So you can see here the monthly RSI. I'm not on the weekly anymore because I wanted everyone to see how the recovery is going to basically skyrocket the price, and you don't really need to panic. So we take a look here. The lowest the monthly RSI has ever traded on this stock in its Bitcoin era is 40. And now the current monthly RSI is about 44. So also, I remember I had the danger zone, which was basically $231, and we broke that. But now we have another support level at about $180, something like that, about $184, $185, which is also the peak here of about from the previous resistance level back on March 2024. Okay, so we're right here at this red line. This red line here represents the point where literally it would be really, really scary if we broke. So we already broke below the danger zone, but this red line here for me would be panic mode. Okay, so we got the danger zone, and then this area would be panic mode, and this is where you're going to see mass fear in the markets. Okay, everyone on social media is going to be attacking Michael Saylor. We're going to hear claims of bankruptcy, lawsuits. Okay, people are gonna people are going to think about even crashing out when things get this bad simply because they weren't anticipating such a bad sell-off. So the interesting thing is it's really important to understand that the smart money is buying the dip right now. They're not panicking. So if you, it depends on your time frame, really. For me, you know, as everyone that's been watching this video, I have a 20-year holding period. So I actually plan to post videos on this channel for the next 20 years. So that's why a lot of you out there, I know you might need the money right away. And that's why Saylor was telling everyone, look, if you need the money right away, look into some of the short-term products like STRC. Now, let's also talk about something that also happened today. STRC was designed to hold its peg on $100 and it broke it. So let's talk about it. Okay, I'm over on Robinhood here. As you can see, STRC was designed to be pegged at around $100. And wow, it really crashed. Okay, it went to as low as $92 and then kind of recovered a little bit in the after hours trading or whatever. So not only is MSTR dumping, but it looks like people are losing confidence in STRC. This is the monthly dividend product that pays a 10.5% APY. So what's going to end up happening is as this price goes lower and lower and lower, I expect Saylor to raise the variable dividend to attract investment. And this is interesting because I know a lot of you are worried. You're thinking, oh no, I bought this STRC and now it's down. I basically wiped out my monthly dividends. Remember, this is mass panic. MSTR is one of the most well-capitalized companies in the United States. They have a massive Bitcoin stash and they have very little debt. So while most companies, their debt to equity ratio is out of whack, like companies like Ford and GM, MSTR is holding, at current Bitcoin prices. We can take a look at the actual net asset value. So the company is holding about $60 billion worth of Bitcoin and only $8 billion worth of debt. Okay, so their debt to equity ratio is fantastic. There is very, very little risk of MSTR going bankrupt. Okay, so obviously this isn't a good sign, but it would take Bitcoin crashing a lot lower for MSTR to even consider going bankrupt. So I wouldn't worry so much about STRC. They should be able to make the dividend payments. Remember, Saylor has been selling the common MSTR stock to pay those preferred dividends. Right now, those preferred dividends, if you take a look here, the average yield is about 10%. So the company has a commitment of about $700 million annually in dividend payments, or 770 million, something like that, in annual dividend payments. So the risk of bankruptcy is overblown. What companies that are at risk of bankruptcy are some of these fiat companies that don't hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And I don't think Michael Saylor would have purchased 8,000 Bitcoin last week if he felt the company was in bankruptcy risk. He probably would have made a tiny Bitcoin purchase or just not did anything at all. So, a lot of you out there are thinking when this stock is going to recover and things like that. Well, there's just so much market. There's just so much FUD right now. I think that we're going to basically be chopping a little bit over the next couple of days. And then, as Wall Street Journal said, we have two key events coming up that could really help the entire market reverse, and maybe the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and MSTR all start rebounding. So Wednesday and Thursday are the two key dates as alluded to in the article. NVIDIA's earnings that report after market close on Wednesday, and the September jobs report that was delayed during the government shutdown. So I really think this is probably the best time that I've seen in a long time to buy the dip here. A lot of you that are apprehensive, a lot of them really fearful. It's really important to understand why you got into this company in the beginning. You got in to outperform the markets. And if you're going to outperform, there's going to be down periods where you need to basically, lick your wounds and either hodl or just think, well, I'm in this for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I need to zoom out. I need to understand that this has happened before where the market was uncertain. And, I've seen this before, especially been holding this stock almost 5 years, where there was a lot of uncertainty. And then, people that bought this dip here when no one wanted the stock, all of these people are up, including myself, at least 100 to 200% on their position. And you're able to sell covered calls. So if you're interested in sell covered calls, buy a copy of my ebook, MSTR Cash Flow. I show everyone how to do that. And if you're really afraid, what you could also do is you can sell a put option in the future at a price that you're comfortable selling the shares at. And if the stock doesn't recover, you can still simply exercise that put option and sell your shares at your desired stock price. So I'm actually gonna make a video about that because I know a lot of you have been asking me, but TJ, how do I hedge with puts? How do I sell covered calls? We're gonna talk about this in this video. But like I said, if you want the quick answer, just buy a copy of my ebook. If not, stay tuned. We're gonna publish these videos on this channel because I think a lot of you should really be looking into this. There's really no reason to panic when you have the strongest company on earth that has the most digital capital on its balance sheet. So I think the recovery is going to happen this week. I think a lot of people are going to come in and buy this dip. And then long term of the next recovery, as I mentioned in my videos, we still have the S&P 500 inclusion date coming up on December 5th. We still have an potential interest rate cut from the Fed. Whether they pause or not, we'll know on December 10th. And then we have the Santa rally. So I just can't wait to get my paycheck so I can just load up on MSTR. These prices under 200 are fantastic. I love that the stock is holding up and not dumping like some of these other weaker Bitcoin treasury companies. If you want to invest in Bitcoin treasury companies, MSTR is your best bet. It's the strongest and it's the least likely to go bankrupt. Let's be honest. A lot of these weaker companies, I don't know if they're going to make it. Okay. I don't know if they're going to survive the crypto bear market in 2026. And that's why I have most of my money with MSTR, because they survived the 2022 bear market. They got stronger. And I believe each bear market and each, drawdown period, MSTR and, Saylor and Phong Le, they're just going to make the company stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's by basically buying Bitcoin and using intelligent financing and intelligent, product launches and things like that to secretly help the company stack more Bitcoin while everyone's, running for the exit. Last but not least, let's talk about the MNAV. So the reason why the MNAV is bottoming is because Saylor bought a ton of Bitcoin last week, over 8,000. And what that's done is that it's increased the company's Bitcoin holdings, increased the company's Bitcoin yield. So now the MNAV isn't crashing towards 0.8, 0.7, 0.6. Like I said, you're still able to buy MSTR cheaper than spot Bitcoin. These opportunities don't always happen. And all of the times they've happened where the MNAV is dipped below 1 back in 2022 and 2023, it eventually recovered. So I like the price here. I think it's a great opportunity. Let me know what you think in the comments. About to wrap this video up. If you're interested in more exclusive videos and joining the private Discord chat, check out the MSTR Investors Club so you can chat with me and fellow hodlers, anytime. And I also post a lot of my options trades and my long position trades, as well as a portfolio snapshot in there. So for any of you out there that are wondering exactly what my allocations are, which options contracts I'm holding, join the MSTR Investors Club so you get all that information. So stay tuned for my my deep dive ebook launch. I haven't gotten a chance to get to it, but I'm going to finish it this week, and I'll have it for sale for $10. So a lot of you can understand, why TJ is so invested in this company despite all of the FUD and all of the negativity out there. So stay tuned for that. So that's all I got into the next video. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Like I said, you're not in this alone, okay? My goal is not only to hodl this stock, but to remain consistent with these videos. Unlike some other channels, I won't leave you hanging. If you have any questions or something like that, if you have any serious concerns, drop a comment in the chat. I'll do my best to respond. And please subscribe to the channel to keep watching my videos, because MSTR is more than, it's just a stock. It's more than a ticker symbol. We're a community out here, and I've been hodling this stock for almost 5 years, and I plan to hodl it for another 20 years. And my mindset was like, I'm going to hold this stock for 25 years, and it's going to supercharge my retirement, because I spent my 20s and early 30s goofing off and wasting too much cash on girls and booze and stuff like that. So MSTR is like my catch-up plan in life to basically claw back a lot of the losses I made with poor financial decisions in my earlier days. So I hope everyone enjoys my videos, and see everyone in the next one. Take care.